안녕하세요, 여러분. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jocelyn, if you already know me. If not, then hello. Today, I'm gonna talk briefly about my experience applying for the GKS scholarship in Embassy Track. When I applied for the Embassy Track, as the farthest I got with that opportunity, it was for the interview I got with the embassy. The interview, I will tell you in a little bit. Let's not jump to the point. So I got all my documents ready, and everything that I was required, wedding apostle and all of that. Then I emailed the embassy I asked them if they wanted to get my documents delivered in person or through mail. They told me they wanted me to dropping off in the embassy, and that is what I did. I dropped them off in the embassy. After the deadline was close of the application, I got an email telling me they want me to interview me. So yay, I passed round 0. That is just the screening of the documents. Now I was going to round 1. Trying to pass round 1, that is the interview. During the interview, they asked me I want to say there were basic questions, but all the questions came out from the personal statement and study plan. And the questions were like, first, introduce yourself. So if you speak Korean, introduce yourself in Korean. Do it. If you speak just a little bit Korean, do the basic introduction that you are taught on the beginning of Korean. That is, 안녕하세요. 저는 조슬린입니다. 만나서 반가워요. It's just saying hello, my name is Jocelyn and it's nice to meet you. As simple as that. You may not think it makes a difference, but actually it does. They can see you actually are trying to learn the language and you're not scared to talking to others. They later asked me how I got to know about the scholarship, why I wanted to apply for the scholarship, why I wanted to study in Korea, what was my research topic about, and how the research was going to help the relationship between the two countries. Then they asked me, some of the courses are only taught in Korea, so how do you think you can manage that language, not only in the course but in the country, since not many people talk about they don't talk about in English only, mostly talk in Korean. And lastly, they asked me about my previous experience of studying in Korea. If you didn't know, I did study during my undergrad 1 semester in Korea, in Seoul. So I wrote that in my personal statement and they asked me about it in my interview. And I said that since I created meaningful relationships and created beautiful friendships in Korea, I know they will help me for any difficulties or hardships that I might think I got, like learning the language or moving from one place to other in Korea. So I know I will get a helpful hand in there. And that was my interview. And later they told me you will get an email letting you know if you have passed the first round and you will get to the second round. Sadly, as if you have seen my previous videos, no, I did not get the scholarship. This is not a successful story. So it's just talking about my experience of what it was applying to it. No, I totally did not get the scholarship. And it's not only viewing like if my application was strong, since I got my previous experience studying in Korea and I already know how the university and the system works, but also is to see I do not have a topic level. I know it's optional, but I did took Korean courses online and I showed the certificates. I studied my language in an app. I bought books that are you might have heard before. It's Talk to Me in Korean and all of that. But it's not only looking at that point. Um, I I applied for the media and communications department, and I will say it's a very hard department because if my competitions is science and engineering, they get priority. Let's add that. If you're a science or engineering departments, you get priority over media and communications. If you have a topic level, you even get like 10 points more to the application. So it's not only looking if your personal stemming and story plan is strong enough, it's also that if the embassy gets a lot of applicants who are engineering or science, is even stronger. And that is where the hard situation goes. And I bet in being the embassy is like, oh, well, where do we go? She feels like a strong candidate, but also we get engineering who has done this and this and this. So that is why I will say it's very important. If you have got a gap of 3 to 8 years from your undergrad or from your bachelor's, and but you have a lot of work experience, write it in your personal statement. If you have any way to prove from your work experience, add it as evidence in your application. It makes a difference, it's important. And even if you're going for a master's, they're looking for someone who already has experience of working or doing whatever they are going to study of. If you're studying something that is different from your undergrad, from your bachelor's, but it's something you have work or for 5, 6, 8 years, well, that is important too. So yeah, for example, I did engineering, but I'm doing I don't know, media and communications now because I work for the marketing company and all of that. It explains why you are taking a different path from your bachelor's. And I will say that is important to reach out. Here's some tips I would recommend. Reach out to the admissions office of the university you're interested in, and then ask them if they can give you the curriculum of fall 2025 or spring 2025 of the courses of the department you're interested in, because research on those courses and see if they are aligned for your research plan, and then add it to your study plan and say, oh, I'm interested of taking this and this and these courses because I believe they're gonna do this and this and this for me. If you already have a professor you're really interested to know, to work with, a supervisor or to be your advisor, add it to your personal statement too, so they can see like, oh wow, this person actually reach out, try, knows about it. It's not someone who just wants to go to Korea out of nowhere and they just want to, it's like free money, it's not gonna cost anything. No, it's gonna cost big, and the embassy or the government in Korea, they're not gonna waste money on someone they do not think is gonna make and actually study and graduate and all of that, because they do not want to waste money. If you can get your topic level 3 before applying, excellent. You just made them save 1 year of 6 months of Korean. If not, then work really hard and try to convince them why is really how it's gonna make impactful for them to give you the opportunity to study in Korea. Another thing is that obtaining the topic level 3 of Korean of the exam, language Korean exam, is only for let's say of passing that level to go to start studying your masters. it does not apply that you might get graduated from the university. So if you didn't know, the university itself has their own level of requirement to graduate from the University of Korean Language. I think I just made it sound confusing. I'm sorry. So the university, they have their own level of Korea as a requirement for foreigners to graduate. For example, I know for media and communications, Korean University, Johnson University, and Seoul National University, they require a topic 4 to 5. So, even though some of the courses in media and communications are offered in Korean and English, they still require me to have a topic level 4 before I graduate from the university to be able to graduate. That is important. If you're doing the 1 year, 6 months of Korean language, take advantage of it and try to get a topic level 4 or 5, whatever the requirement is, depending of your department or university to graduate from them, because it's a different requirement that maybe some students didn't know or were not informed about. But yeah, the university, they have their own language level of requirement to graduate. And yeah, that is my brief video. I hope this helped anyone. I like to make my videos short so you don't get bored of listening to me to talk. But I hope this is helpful to anyone who is watching me. If you have any questions, please write them down. I will try to answer them as best as possible. If you have any recommendations of videos of specific topics you would like me to talk about, tell me. I will try to do that. Otherwise, I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.